They didn't see it coming. Just days ago, President Trump made a single move that sent shockwaves through Beijing's command center. And now China isn't just reeling, they're desperate. And what they're planning next, well, it's not even on Earth. In fact, it's the moon. You heard that right, guys. Because what Trump did economically, it hit them so hard that their next strategy involves nukes in orbit, satellites in the crosshairs, and total dominance of the skies above. Now, guys, this is not science fiction. China's leaders are now racing. Yes, they're racing to plant a nuclear-powered base on the moon with the help of Russia and a goal to militarize the heavens by 2035. Why? Because if they can control the moon, well, then they can shut down our satellites. They can blind our defense systems, and they can strike us before we even know what hit us. And so the most dangerous part here, I mean, it's already happening in the next few days. Behind the scenes, guys, intelligence insiders, they're saying that China's moon strategy, it's accelerating. Meanwhile, their economy collapses under the pressure that President Trump just unleashed. From fentanyl warfare to stolen tech to lunar takeover, this isn't just economics anymore, guys. This is existential. So stay tuned, because in the next few minutes, we're going to be breaking down why President Trump's latest move has crippled China's economy, how China's sudden retaliation could put American lives at risk, and what happens if they succeed in their high-stakes lunar land grab up on the moon. Guys, this is the story that the media won't touch, but this is the moment that the world could shift, and this might be the final countdown. Now, if you guys appreciate the daily news updates, please take a second, tap the like button for me. It really means a lot to me. And also, if you appreciate news updates like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. So this morning, Beijing made it crystal clear. No more trade talks, no more deals, not unless the United States backs down. But instead of retreating, Trump just turned up the heat. Wow. President Trump just delivered a thunderous response reminding the world that America is done being ripped off. That was the moment that everything changed, though, because what came next wasn't just about tariffs, guys. It triggered China's full-scale desperation from their crumbling economy all the way to a nuclear-powered moon base plan with Russia involved. Now, stick with me, folks, because in just a few moments, I'm going to show you exactly how that moon plan could give China the power to wipe out our satellites, blind our defenses, and unfortunately launch attacks before we even know what hit us. But first, how did all of this even spiral out of control? So basically, what we're looking at here is this is not a negotiation. It's extortion, guys. This is extortion. It's nothing short of it. And instead of flinching, Trump actually dug in. I mean, you wake up one day, you're 65 years old, and now you got to figure out Medicare. Yeah, I know. Welcome to the government's version of a riddle. But there's chapter, not a gimmick, not a hustle, just some people who have been where you are right now. Guys, people who watch their parents get misled and said, hey, never again. Julie in Kansas, she already saved $400 a year. Jamie in Texas got back $600 into her Social Security check. Chapter compares every single plan. They don't play favorites, and they don't even charge a dime. It's totally free. So you can give my friends over at Chapter a call at 909-563-8279, or you can go to askchapter.org/Ron. It's your life. Make sure your plan fits it. But yes, Trump knows that this is not just about steel or planes or tech. It's about reclaiming power, economic, military, and even cosmic power. Because when you hit a regime as tightly wound as China's Communist Party, well, they don't just push back on Earth. They start looking into the sky. Now, coming up, guys, we need to unpack why China's space program just went from exploration to militarization, and why they're now accusing the U.S. of sabotage. So while some folks in Washington are playing nice, they're hoping to reset the tone, China saw an opening and they slammed the door shut right behind them. This is why Chang warns the only thing that Beijing respects is strength. Guys, this was a trigger. This was a trigger. The soft tone, the split messaging, the hope of diplomacy all backfired. And now China isn't just rejecting talks, they're preparing for orbital dominance. And guys, coming up, why China's entire economic system is teetering, why Xi Jinping is incentivized to resist reform, and how President Trump pressure is actually pushing them to the brink and beyond. Guys, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Keep watching, because what's coming up next, it explains why the moon is no longer just a rock in the sky, and also why it's a weapon platform in the making. For years, China's strategy has been very simple: flood the world with cheap exports while suppressing their own people's wages and freedoms. It worked up until Trump broke the cycle. And so now US officials, they're calling them out. They're saying enough is enough. But here's the brutal truth: China can't change. Now, in just a minute, guys, you're going to see exactly why China's own president is locked into a dangerous path. This is a path that could ultimately lead to a global collision, a desperate grab for space dominance. Wow. So Xi Jinping isn't just refusing to reform. He can't. Like, if he does, he looks weak. If he bends to US pressure, the sharks inside the Communist Party, they start to circle around him. So instead, what does he do? He doubles down. He censors the truth, fakes the numbers, and now he looks to the skies to claim a new kind of power. Because when your economy is failing and your people are restless, what better way to distract them than claiming the moon as your next territory, right? I mean, we're getting to that, guys. But first, why rolling back the tariffs would be a massive mistake. Now think about it, guys. China is already buckling. Supply chains are failing. Factories are closing. Inflation skyrocketing. So what's the worst that we could do right now? Let off the gas? So Chang says Trump holds the high ground. And if we raise the heat now, we might not even need missiles later, which, I mean, I would prefer not to get into a war. You know what I mean? But coming up next, guys, how this collapsing pressure cooker, so to speak, connects to a fentanyl warfare, Boeing retaliation, the moon mission that could give China the ultimate high ground, space supremacy. Now that the economy is collapsing and diplomacy is dead, what does China do at this point? I mean, clearly they're at a level of desperation. They turn to the most dangerous forms of modern warfare: chemical death and the aerospace sabotage. Guys, this is not just a drug crisis. It's chemical warfare. China's inaction is fueling a silent epidemic that's destroying U.S. communities from the inside out, and they know this. And yet, while American families bury their loved ones, Beijing shrugs their shoulders, and Trump, he's done playing nice. So stay tuned, because the retaliation that Trump has in mind, it may involve shutting down China's entire aviation dependency next. Wow. Think about what this means, guys. China is literally sending our planes back, not because they don't need them, but to send a political message, to try to hurt Boeing, to pressure Trump. But they forgot one thing: Boeing has a backlog that stretches out for years. The world wants Boeing airplanes, and China may have just shot themselves in the foot. Wow. Guys, this is how you win a war without firing a single shot. Trump doesn't just have leverage. He has the power to paralyze China's travel, their supply chains, and prestige with one executive order. Now, coming up, guys, we need to explore this whole internal battle that's going on. Now, some people are saying that President Trump's going too far. Others, they're saying it's not far enough. And buried beneath it all, it's a staggering $500 billion in stolen U.S. tech, fueling China's next big leap: a moon base with nukes. I can't make this stuff up, guys. Now, not everybody agrees with how Trump is handling China. I get it. Some say that the pain might fall on us first, or our businesses, or maybe our workers. But ask yourself this: how much more are we willing to lose? Wow. Fair point, right? It is a fair point. In America, we actually care about our people. China doesn't. They don't care if their citizens starve. They don't care about civil rights protests or public pressure. They've been willing to play the long game, undermining peace, basically just undermining the U.S. piece by piece. Meanwhile, we've been tying our own hands behind our backs, just like she said. And so while we've been playing nice, they've been over there stealing everything that makes us strong. No, it's not. Every year, American innovation, software, hardware, aerospace blueprints, biomedical patents ends up in the hands of the CCP, not through trade, through theft. Right into the hands of the CCP, guys. This is not some backroom hacker op. This is coordinated, government-sponsored economic sabotage at a global scale. And the scariest part, that stolen tech isn't just knocking off cell phones or cheaper TVs. It's being weaponized for space dominance. Yeah, this isn't just unfair. It's strategic economic warfare. While our goods are blocked overseas, we're welcoming theirs with open arms. The result? Fewer jobs in Detroit, less take-home pay in Texas, less money spent at Olive Garden and Walmart and local businesses across the country. And what's China's response? Return a few planes. Please, these people over there are just straight up bluffing. They got backlogs for years, and they can't win this war by stalling jets. Now, guys, we've talked about economics, but now let's talk about something that's even more dangerous. China's moon takeover plan. They've also got this partnership deal going on with Russia going. It's crazy over there. And why, if they control the moon, they could take down every U.S. satellite, blind our missile defenses, and even launch a nuclear missile strike before we even knew it was coming. This is not just desperation. This is escalation. It's not just about tariffs, guys. This is not just about fentanyl. This next move, guys, changes everything, because with their economy crumbling, with Boeing rejecting them, with their leadership cornered and out of options, China just opened a whole new front in the war. This is a war for space itself. Really desperate and paranoid. China's now lashing out, claiming that we're trying to sabotage their deals with other nations in space. And they're not entirely wrong. I mean, because the stakes have never been higher. They're just not exploring space. They're looking to control it. They're looking to weaponize it. They're looking to annex the moon. So, guys, China's most aggressive plan yet, a nuclear-powered lunar base with Russia. Now, raise your hands, boys and girls, if you think that this is a horrible idea. Whoa. This isn't sci-fi, guys. It is a signed, sealed, and rapidly developing plan to own the skies, not just above Asia, but above all of us. With Russian assistance, China plans to build a base that could launch missiles undetected. They could destroy GPS, satellite, internet, or they could even take out early warning systems before a single American sounds the alarm. And yes, they're openly discussing making the moon part of the People's Republic. Wow. This is why President Trump's pressure has been pushed. This is why they pushed China from a quiet economic warfare to a full-on celestial arms race, if you will. They're not just trying to beat us at trade anymore. They've upped the stakes. They're trying to own the battlefield of the future. And if we don't act fast, guys, we might not even see the next attack coming. So the final piece of the puzzle here is this: why President Trump's Artemis program could be the only thing standing between freedom and total surveillance, and why every satellite that we depend on is now a target, and how this moon race could define the next century of global power, guys. Now, we talked about trade, we talked about fentanyl, we talked about Boeing, but now it's time to face the real threat, because China isn't just trying to compete. China is trying to claim the moon. I mean, that's not a metaphor. That's not a theory. This is a policy. China's leaders are preparing to plant a flag and say, hey, the moon belongs to us now. Russia is trying to plant a flag and say, hey, the moon belongs to us now. And once they do, they can launch, observe, attack without ever even touching U.S. soil. Forget about submarines. Forget stealth bombers. The new high ground is 238,000 miles above our heads. Yeah. So this is our shot, guys. A second space race. Only this time the stakes are about survival. Now, Chang says that Artemis is America's last chance to keep China from turning space into their personal war room. But we're behind. We're delayed. And China's moving pretty fast. So this is no longer about tariffs, guys. This is no longer just about planes or markets. This is about who rules the skies, who rules the earth. President Trump's economic pressure may have crippled China's economy, but it's also triggered their most desperate and dangerous move yet, a militarized, nuclear-capable moon base that's backed by Russia. This is a plan to annex space itself. And the power to disable our satellites, blind our defenses, and strike before we even know that we've been hit is crazy. So now the real question is, who's going to win this war for space? Will the Artemis delays cost us the moon, or are we prepared to deal with a future where China decides who gets to exist and who gets to go dark? Well, guys, clock is ticking, right? Now, if you believe that America has to lead in space, not surrendering it, if you believe that freedom should fly higher than the hammer and the sickle, then now is the time to pay attention, guys. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video before it's too late. Be sure to reach out to our friends over at Chapter. Save yourself, save your parents some Medicare expenses. Get the best plan right now. It's totally free. Phone number and link in the description down below. Take care, guys.